A month ago, we sold our home and started living full-time in Airbnbs like this one. And since then, a lot of people have been asking us, isn't that super expensive? How can you afford to live like that? So we decided to do a full cost analysis, and the results really surprised us. So in this video, we're gonna break down how much it costs for us to live in our home per month versus how much it costs to live in an Airbnb per month. And we're also gonna give you a little tour. That way you can see what kind of an Airbnb you could live in for your kind of budget. Let's start with the monthly cost of owning our home that we just sold. So the first line item that I have is the electric and Wi-Fi. It was a combo, it was through the same company. You gave me a monthly average. Why did you give me an average?
Well, Wi-Fi stayed the same the whole time. However, warmer months also needed more AC, obviously, and more heating in the winter. And then the shoulder season, we really just opened up the house and let the breeze come in, and we saved a little bit of money. So that's your average.
Okay, so factoring everything in, we were at $265 per month for electric and Wi-Fi combined. A couple small things that we have on the list: alarm at 35 bucks a month, trash and recycling at $27 a month. Now insurance.
Yeah. So the insurance on the house was about $3,800 per year. And it was a big house. It had 3 structures and almost 18 acres. So
I guess we're saying that just to let you know that this number may seem big to you, but it is what it is for where we were living, Western North Carolina, and the size of property that we had. Mm-hmm. So our insurance was actually $330 each month. Another expense that we had was propane. This was an average.
Same thing as the electric. Winter months, we used it more, and we also had a lot more family come in towards the end of the year, November, December, for the holidays. So we used up a lot more.
Hot showers.
Correct, so many showers. My niece would take like 3-hour showers. So this...
Thank you, Krista.
So this is where we would spend the most of the money. And then when it was just him and I in the house, then obviously you would average out to less.
Yeah, so it was up and down. Summer, we didn't really spend anything on this, right. But winter more than made up for it. Propane, about 167 bucks per month. And also, that's just for 2 of us.
Correct. So take in mind that in consideration that it's 2 of us 90% of the time in this house.
Yeah, so if you're a family of 4, these numbers are obviously gonna be different. There's a lot of factors here. It's the size of the house, it's the county that you live in. You know, we're giving you our exact numbers, but our goal for this video is to give you an idea if this is even feasible for you. So this is our breakdown. Yours is obviously going to be a little bit different. Our mortgage, this number is probably going to seem a little low, and the reason being
is because we put a whole lot of cash into the house. So when you look at the house and you see how much money we would spend, on mortgage per month, you'd be like, oh my God, that's nothing. Well, keep in mind, we put a lot of money, like I said, and we also bought the house when the interest rates were about 2.5%.
Yeah. Yeah. So
no longer the case.
So for the size of house we had, and the just amount of land and the extra buildings, our mortgage was extremely low. It was only $2,900 per month. And that included our property taxes.
Yes, correct. Which were about $7,000 to $8,000 per year.
But you had rolled that all in together.
Correct.
Our subtotal is $3,724 per month, but...
Wait, there's more.
Yeah, we have to talk about maintenance. And I know from doing research, a lot of people call maintenance the invisible cost. In fact, when I mentioned it to you,
I didn't think it was going to be that much.
Well,
or anything at all.
Yeah, you were like, oh, it's nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, remember when the refrigerator died? We just put in a new dishwasher not too long ago. We just replaced the roofs. You know, if you take those those things, the water heater breaking or whatever, and you throw it into a pile and you divide it by 12, it's an enormous cost per year.
It is.
I work with ChatGPT on this a little bit, and for the value of the house, it told me to go 1% to 2% of the value, which gave me a range of $1,500 to $3,000 per month in maintenance for a home like ours. I went with the very low end, went $1,500 a month. So, are you ready for the grand total of what it costs for us to live in our home that we just sold?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you gonna do the... That was good.
No, thanks.
So it cost us $5,225 to live in our previous home per month. This Airbnb includes everything that we were paying for each month when we owned our home for just $4,017. And the beautiful part is, you can kind of tailor how much you spend each month. If you want to tighten up your budget, look for something that has one less bedroom or one less bath, or maybe it's a little farther outside of the city center. If you want to splurge a little and it's a special occasion or a holiday, get something bigger with a hot tub, a pool, the sky's the limits. Let's do a little tour of this Airbnb. This is the living area. Morrison seems to really like the couch, and Gina is going to show us the rest.
Here's where we have 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, which, by the way, we will rethink on the next one. I think we need at least a 1.5 bath. And here's our office / dining area, right? Obviously this is a dining area, but this one Airbnb, that's something else it doesn't have, is a separate office or a home office area. So we're using this as our home office instead of eating. I don't think we've eaten here once. Where we do eat, however, is here. It's great, very comfortable, have a little glass of wine, watch some TV back there, Morrison's behind us, and we enjoy our evenings here. And then this, I was really actually very impressed with this kitchen. It's quite large. It's been somewhat renovated. Couple of squeaky, there it is, cabinets.
First thing in the morning, trying to get a coffee cup.
To now wake up the other person, it's kind of hard when this is going on, but it does have everything you need and nothing you don't. Knives, this is ours. We brought in a couple of things that are important to us, like our Nespresso. We like heavy espresso flavor coffee. And then of course our olive oils and some of our salts, just because we like nicer things. The refrigerator is quite large, and this whole area is pretty large, which was great. Having the dogs, we just lost one, but having 2 large dogs here and both of us, we were plenty comfortable. And of course here...
Hang on, lots of storage as well.
Lots of storage.
Yeah.
You want to show them that stuff? That's fine.
Well, just in general, this Airbnb has a lot of storage.
Yeah.
I hope we get that in the future.
Pantry, another squeaky one. Pantry here where we have all our stuff. And then this area we leave for like dog area and our big pot. And then this is the cleaner I was telling you about. And of course, the washer and dryer, which have been great. They look brand new, they feel brand new, they've been working great. And I love how we have access to 2 decks. One's in the front, and then this one's quite nice and large, and it's great for pets. We open the door, he goes out, does his business, come back in. He comes back in, it's fenced in, we know he's safe.
Well, let me give Gina the camera, and even though it's raining, I'll brave the rain and show you the outside. So I'm gonna show you both outside areas.
But wait, let's look at Maury again. Sorry.
Maury, do you wanna go outside? Morrison hates the rain, so let's see how this goes.
Look, he's thinking about it.
But this front area is actually covered, so we can be outside. We sit out here sometimes, have a little drink, watch the neighbors. I like to keep an eye on things. But this front deck is actually, fairly spacious. So that was a very pleasant surprise.
And that's the little fake fence that we have for Maury for him not to get out there.
Yeah, which the owners of the Airbnb included these dog fences, which was fantastic. Now let me show you the other outside area. Come on, come on. Now that storm has passed, let me show you the other outside area. This is kind of nice because we have the baby gates here, which corrals the dogs into this backyard. Great sized deck, really, privacy fence, and this whole yard is fenced in, which is really nice. And another thing I like is there's a carport here, which the truck is usually under, keeping it out of the sun all day. And I'm using this area as a little gym. So just have some free weights and bands out here. Can get a workout, regardless if it's raining or if the sun's too hot.
By the way, if you have the travel bug, just like we do, I want to share with you that I just became a travel agent. Now I've been traveling my whole entire life and I've been doing this for everybody and their mother. So if you're interested, just go ahead and send me a message or a comment below and we'll get in contact.
We've told you what the cost was of us owning a home versus this new full-time Airbnb life, but I want to ask you, which lifestyle do you think is harder? Living in our house or living full-time in this
Financially?
area? No, just harder lifestyle.
So I wouldn't say either one of them are hard. I would say that this is a lot more simplified. And the reason why is because I don't have to think about toilet paper, paper towels, if we pay the trash, if I change a credit card and...
Well, let's go step by step.
Yeah.
Tell them why you don't have to think about the toilet paper and paper towels. Like in particular, when we first got here,
everything was included and it had multiples of everything. We haven't had to buy
a paper towel.
One thing, like nothing. The only thing I bought that is because of our choice is what I said in the video before, which is I wanted like a cleaner, like a green cleaner that they didn't have here. I don't blame them. They're not gonna buy an expensive cleaner. I went for that just because it's my preference.
But
that's all I bought.
But just so you know, when you are doing this full-time Airbnb, you come in for a month, we have glass cleaner, we have laundry detergent, we have dish soap, we have hand soap. We haven't bought paper towels yet. There was toilet paper. Like, not for nothing, that's a significant expense that you're no longer taking on.
That is a huge expense that we didn't even factor for. And I don't know what the average family would have, but I would guess it's a lot.
I mean, I would say it's at least $100 a month for all those kind of cleaners.
More than that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I mean, it's significant.
You guys put in the comments, let me know what you pay for that stuff.
What do you pay for your dryer sheets and all that kind of cleaning and house maintenance type of stuff?
Yeah.
I would say that living here for me has been easier in the way that I'm no longer maintaining 17 acres. I'm no longer weed whacking, leaf blowing, the outside maintenance. I am, just because I like doing it, sweeping the walk, sweeping the decks. And we just like to take care of a place, whether it's ours or not.
Yeah.
And we like being in a clean environment. But the have to is gone, the do it if you want to.
So that's what I was saying. That is so much easier and has been so simple for us here. I think we're more focused on work and this is something that's very intentional for both of us, I think, at this time of our lives. We're more intentional and live more on purpose because we don't have to worry about these little things anymore. They're out of the way.
That's the other thing for me is there was an emotional weight to having our home. You're always worried if something's going to break, and it does. Not only do you have to handle it, but financially you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And this kind of, sorry about the thunder, but this full-time Airbnb life, it's like the storm that's happening right now. When that was happening in our home in Weaverville, I was like,
trees are going to go down.
We're going to get roof damage. I got to go outside and make sure that trees aren't over the trails. Here it's like, oh, cool, it's really storming outside.
No worries, right?
All that kind of mental weight is gone.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Do you honestly feel this full-time Airbnb life is sustainable? And do you think it will continue being cheaper than owning our home?
Well, that's a factor that we can't control, thank God, right? So, like I was telling Stephen, one of the best things I like about this is if one month you feel like splurging and you're like, you know what, let's get that beach house. Okay, fine. We're gonna work for that one. We're gonna really work for that one.
Yeah.
We could do that. And then offset, the price a little bit more that way. Or look for something a little bit outside of a city if you want to save money. So it's kind of controllable where once your mortgage is your mortgage and your maintenance fees and everything,
locked in.
You're locked in. You can't get out.
Yeah.
So we could actually look for less expensive places if we wanted to, or more expensive places if we want to splurge.
And we did look, and you can go really, really low. Like
Yeah.
you can be in a guest house or a studio apartment, and you could cut that $4,000 a month in half.
Yeah.
And I like that option's there because you don't know what life's going to throw at you. So maybe you get a bonus, or maybe things are going really good in your business and you're like, okay, we're going to live like this. Or the opposite is true. Maybe you have to tighten your belt sometimes, and this allows you to really tailor your lifestyle as the months kind of go by.
Yeah. But then remember, it's only one fee.
Yeah.
Outside of your food, it's basically just one fee instead of like 20 or 30 fees.
And there's no surprises. So it's one fee locked in, and unlike, it's one fee, but you're not locked in for the whole year like you would be if you're renting a place too. So it gives you even more flexibility than a traditional lease.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope you got some value out of this, and I hope we provided you some good information. If there's anything else that you want to know about this lifestyle that's new for us, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, we love to hear from you guys. Any questions you may have, we love to answer them because we probably had them ourselves before walking into this. And it's good to know, and we would love to be a reference for you because we wish we would have had somebody that did this and answered all our questions. So.
And the other side of that is some of you in the comments are still giving us information that we don't know. So thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for that. If you haven't yet, subscribe to Point A Adventures. Keep watching, and we're going to keep on
keeping on.
Yeah, having new adventures.